What is up, everybody? My name is Thomas with TMWIT. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be taking the front bumper off my Mk6 Golf R and shaving the side markers and the headlight washer caps. Basically any lines that I don't want in the bumper, I'm going to be blending in so it's a nice clean surface. So first I'm going to start off by taking off the front bumper and pulling the wrap off, so let's get right into it. Okay, before we get started here, I thought I'd just go over the materials that I'm going to be using just in case you needed to know what you get if you're trying to replicate this process on your own bumper. So we just started off with some JB weld to permanently fix the side markers and the headlight washer caps to the bumper and any other portions that you need to permanently fix and then shave over. And then we just got some spatulas to spread the body filler nice and even and flat. And then this block sander, even though I ended up using my hand to sand most of this bumper, it came in handy. If you have an orbital sander, that's even better. It will make your life super easy. But just going over the sandpaper, I went from 60 to 400 grit for the main body filler sanding and sanding of the bumper, and then used 600 all the way up to 2000 grit sandpaper for wet sanding the automotive primer that I got here, and that was just to finish off the job and make it nice and smooth. And then just this giant can of body filler that you can find pretty much anywhere, and that is what we use to shave the bumper. And now we're just going to start off by getting this thing removed so we can get started.
Begin on the track.
Okay, the bumper is pulled off, the washer fluid is drained, and I'm about ready to plug that up. But first I want to get everything removed from the front bumper. So left and right fog light grills and the center grill and then the LEDs, so then I can just shave everything right after I get the wrap taken off. Okay, all three of the grill pieces are removed. Get the center one and the left and right. So now I'm gonna pull off the wrap so we can start it on the bumper shave. Wrap removed. All right, the bumper has been unwrapped. Okay, and if you plan on removing your headlight washer system, if you do have it on this Mk6 bumper, all the Golf Rs are gonna have this system, and some of the higher end GTIs will also have this headlight washer system, which is the two caps right underneath the headlights. And so removing this system is pretty simple. There's just this small screw down in the quarter and then clips along the top of the back side of the bumper, and you can remove it from both sides and then just plug up the tube that leads to this pump system for the headlight washers. There's no wires or anything, so disconnecting the system or deleting it or plugging it off won't pull up any error codes. So you can just remove it, save a little bit of weight. I just didn't like the system at all. It didn't really serve a purpose, and I just didn't like the look of the caps there. So we just went ahead and removed it. And then here you'll just see the side reflector just pops out from the back like that, and this is what we're going to be epoxying into that slot there from the front and the back, and shaving that into the bumper, as well as this headlight washer cap here. They just fit right in there, and we're just gonna shave them down to fit, and then body filler over that. So it's just a clean shaved look. And so now we will start the sanding process on the bumper now that we've got the headlight washer system removed. So essentially what we're gonna be doing is roughing up this surface, roughing up this inside surface. Same thing over here. We wanna bond these to here. So the main thing holding this into the bumper is not body filler. We wanna have the epoxy holding the backside, so we have stuff holding it on the backside and the front side. Because the last thing we want to have happen is the bumper flex and the body filler crack, and then we've ruined what we just worked on. So essentially we're going to shave these down while they're out, so they're nice and roughed up and everything that we want. Make sure you get these numbers. They're raised up, you can feel them. You don't want that. So shave these down, put them in the bumper, shave everything down so it's kind of, level, but leave it rough. We don't want to go down to a finer grit of sandpaper yet, because we're going to body fill it so the body filler has something to grab onto, and then we will make the bumper smooth after that. And then we'll primer it, then we'll wet sand it, and it'll be perfect. gonna use the 2-part epoxy. All right, you're just gonna get all on the inside. All right, and then add some to the back. Click here for whatever the time says of the adhesive you're using. I'm gonna wait about an hour before I start working on it again. And so, yeah, we'll move on to the next step. First gonna sand out a little bit more around the area than what we're gonna do. I'd say about 2 or 3 inches around, just so we can lay the body filler all the way across that area and get really good adhesion around the side marker. And we'll do that up here as well. All right, now just wipe off all the mess you made sanding it down so we can lay down the body filler. Okay, so now we're gonna mix up the body filler and put it over the side marker right there. Okay, so I kind of laid it down in a big kind of pancake around the entire area that I'm doing. So the thinner and wider you can spread this out, the easier it is, because we just want to kind of make a patch over the whole thing, but kind of mold it into the side of the bumper. And you know, this is my first time doing this. I literally did it on the other side, and to be honest guys, like if you saw in the start of the video, I'm wearing different clothes, I got a haircut and everything. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that's one of the main things I want to do about this channel is, like, I'm not a professional at any of this stuff. I do all this stuff in my garage. So this work that I did over here, that took me 2 weeks to get that flat. And I've been testing it with the wrap over it to make sure that it was flush. But I mean, I'm in no way professional, just like learning as I go. And just from doing this over and over and over again, like reapplying, resanding, body filler over and over again for the past 2 weeks. This is just the tips that I've found, you know, for this particular job. So now we wait for this one to dry. We're gonna move up to the headlight washer. All right, so now we're just gonna do this bottom side. All right, so we're just gonna get this stuff down here. It comes from right here to about here. Just deep scratches. It's not too difficult, this one. So instead of like making a patch around it, all you have to do is fill in the cracks or the scratches. All right, now we're gonna sand down the headlight washer just like we did the side marker. All right, so we got all the sanding done. We're just gonna prep it for paint really quick. Just gonna spray it off with the power washer, get all the sand or whatever it is, the body filler dust all off of it. and then we'll hit it with some alcohol and some paper towels, and then we'll be good to paint. Okay, after getting the bumper all cleaned off and prepped for paint, I masked off the bottom black trim piece that I didn't want to get any primer on and laid down our first coat of primer. Alright, it ended up being way too windy outside, so I brought it in here, got the makeshift paint booth in here, and I'm not spraying a lot, so shouldn't have to worry about overspray too much, but just be careful if you are spraying inside and you don't want to get paint on everything, just to cover it up. And that's why I do have this big cardboard box kind of just shielding everything, and I'll just try to minimize overspray as much as possible. But I just hit the first two coats with some 400 and 600, excuse me, grit sandpaper, wet sanded it down, just kind of all the rough spots from, you know, because I'm obviously not a professional rattle can sprayer, so, you know, I'm not doing the greatest job here, but we can just correct everything by just sanding it smooth. And so I just corrected kind of some of the bad spots, and now I'll lay down another coat, and then I'll probably hit it with some 800 again, and then go from there. Alright, so I just got the final coat of primer on. I'm now going to hit it with 1000 grit, and then 1500, and then 2000. And then it'll be good to go. Alright guys, I just finished up wet sanding, and so that is a finished job. We got the headlight washer plugged, and we just finished up sanding everything. Turned out amazing. This job takes a lot of patience, that's what I found. I'd kind of work on it for a couple hours, kind of every night and on the weekends, and get it right. And this is the first time I've kind of used body filler and, you know, did any body work before. So it's definitely a big learning curve, but I think I did a really good job. I just wanted, you know, I took my time, wanted to make sure that it was perfect, and I only had to do it once. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. You won't see the finished product quite yet. The car goes into wrap later this month, and then you'll see it all said and done. But at this point, now that you have it all shaved and blended in, whether, you know, you take it to a professional paint shop or you go get it wrapped, you should be good to go now. With your side markers shaved, and if you had the headlight washers, those shaved as well. And you can do the tow hook also. I left that open just in case I wanted to do a tow hook, or, you know, ever needed to use that, you know, function wise. That's why I ended up deleting these. Was side markers are so ugly and did not serve any purpose besides, you know, reflecting stuff off the front bumper, and I have headlights right there, so obviously, you know, no brainer there. And then the headlight washers, I thought it was a really stupid system, didn't like how they worked, and I didn't like the little square that was there. So I think we did a really good job. Can't wait to put the wrap on it. My garage is super dusty from doing this. And if you saw up here, we got the new ski box. If you made it this far in the video, you'll see that. That's coming in another video here soon. Happy that we got this done. I think it looks really good and turned out awesome. But enough of me rambling on. If you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. But leave a comment if you have any questions about this job. I'll try to answer the best that I can. Again, I'm not a professional. This is just kind of showing you my experience to see if you could do this too to your, you know, golf bumper or whatever bumper that you have. This can kind of be used universally. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.